Okay, I have some news from the land of airlines. I got an email. You guys might want to see this email. Okay, first we're going to start with the ACAA complaint I made against United, so it throws the response into context. So you guys understand what they're addressing, when they write me back this email. Let's see. Description of problem inquiry comment. I wish to make complaint of discrimination due to your new policies regarding ASA psych service animals. And I put a link to their policies. My service dog is for psych purposes, yet he is trained to the requirements listed for service dogs, as is required by law. He does physical tasks such as retrieving items, opening and closing doors, cupboards, memory cues, alert work, momentum guide work in harness, and more, to address physical problems that my psychiatric issues cause. He is not primarily for emotional support. He isn't even especially emotionally supportive. I've had better. But he is good at his tasks, and that is what he is there for, to help with physical issues and not to hold my hand and baby me through life. The ACAA does not allow for you or a doctor to decide whether or not a service dog is in a carrier. It does not allow for you to require veterinary certificates or shot records. It does not allow for you to collect declarations of training. Further, it especially does not allow you to treat one type of service dog handler different from another due to their disability. Save a doctor letter certifying that they are appropriately disabled and which specifically spells out the information you may collect from the doctor, which does not include whether or not a dog should be in a carrier. As a psychiatric service dog handler, I am being discriminated against by you due to disability, and it needs to stop immediately. You are also in violation of my state law, which does not allow you to go beyond what the ACAA dictates. I am reporting you to the appropriate agencies. Okay, that is the complaint I made through the ACAA complaint process pertaining to United Airlines. Now, let's go look at their response. Okay, here's their response. Let me read it for you. Dear Ms. Paula, thank you for your additional comments to the U.S. Department of Transportation regarding our recent change to passengers traveling with emotional support animals and psychiatric service animals. So they say there's a change. As my colleague, Ms. Mincy, mentioned earlier, we worked closely with our Accessible Travel Advisory Board, whatever, as well as receiving feedback from our customers and consulted several of our employee groups to ensure our revised policy continues to provide safe, reliable, and accessible transportation for all passengers, particularly those with disabilities. This is the important part. If your dog is a trained service animal, you will only need to provide credible verbal assurance of your dog's status as a trained service animal. The policy changes apply to animals used for emotional support only. Our agents may ask you what tasks or functions has your animal been trained to do for you. Not a problem. United's policies and procedures are in compliance with Part 382 of the Air Carrier Access Act, and we must respectfully disagree with your assertion that recent policy changes violate the ACAA. Still, your feedback is very important to us, and I've shared your additional comments as we are closely monitoring all customer feedback on this matter. We recognize you have a choice in airlines, and thank you for choosing United. We look forward to welcoming you on board a future flight. Well, that's debatable. But anyway, that is their response. So, they are telling me that if my psychiatric service dog is a trained service dog, properly trained, that all I need to provide them is credible verbal assurances, just like any other service dog. That is also not what the ACAA states. You know, technically under the ACAA, I'm supposed to provide a doctor's letter saying that I have a disability and I need the dog. It's stupid. I wish I didn't have to. This is the way it should be. That my credible verbal assurances are as good as anybody else's as long as my dog is behaving in a trained manner. But that is what they're telling me, that if I have a trained service dog, properly trained, that I only need provide credible verbal assurances and be prepared to answer the 2 questions. And we all know what the 2 questions are. Is that a service dog, and what tasks or work has it been trained to, trained to perform for you? I got, yeah. Which in the list do you want? How many of the list do you want? So I can cover that. That's not a problem. They make no mention of veterinary certificates. They make no mention of training documentation, none of that. So still they're not in compliance with what they told me with the ACAA, but I'll take it. People that want this documentation, handlers that want this documentation, for themselves. What I suggest you do is full screen the video, pause the video while I'm talking about the different letters, and I would do both of them. Otherwise, they could make up in their head what they were referring to. Full screen it, pause it, screenshot it. Screenshot the letters. That's cool with me. That's fine. And do both of them. I would save them on your hard drive. I'm the kind of person I'd print them out to hard copy and put them in my file. I don't know if it'll save your butt, but it is evidence that they said this. So you can't get in too much trouble, because I told them, psychiatric service dog. I very clearly told them, and this is what they told me that I could do. So, wow. Other handlers out there, screenshot those letters, print them out, I'm on Facebook. You can catch me under Paula Shepherd on Facebook. Service Dog Corner Cafe is my group, if you need an additional way to find me. If you hit me up on Facebook, I can send you the screenshots. No problem. Otherwise, full screen the video, screenshot it. That should do it, and then save for your records. So United is apparently not being quite as hardcore as Delta. Anyway, I thought you guys would really want to know about this. Till next video. Bye.